All right, so in this video, I'm going over page 10 in the notes packet. So for this first part up here, we're just practicing based on what we did on the previous page. So all we're doing is we're identifying what are expressions and what are equations. Remember, the equations are the ones with the equal sign. So this is going to be an equation. This is going to be an expression. This one is an expression, so I'm just going to write EX. This one would be an equation because it has an equal sign, so I'm going to write EQ. Same with this one, and finally, this one is an expression. All right, now we have to go back and we actually need to solve the equations and simplify the expression. So let's start with number 7 here. I'm going to start by subtracting 3 from both sides. It gives me 2x is equal to -2. Divide 2 on both sides, and I get x is equal to -1. All right, this is an expression, so we're just going to simplify it, and all I'm going to do is combine like terms. So I have 3x's minus 4x's. That's going to give me -1x. -1x plus 5 looks like that, -x plus 5. All right, over here, I can do the same thing. So I know that that's going to be -x because that's the same thing we had in the last problem. But now I have 5y plus 6y. That's going to be plus 11y. Plus 7 plus 8, that's going to be plus 15. All right. Now I need to solve this equation. So before I go moving things to either side, I'm going to notice that I can just combine like terms on either side of the expression here. So 3x minus 5x, or 3x minus 8x is -5x. 12 minus 2 is 10. And now I can solve for x by dividing both sides by 5 and get x is equal to -2. All right. So now here, I can move this x over to the other side by adding x on both sides. -x plus x cancels out, and we get 2x is equal to 4. We divide both sides by 2, you get that x is equal to 2. Now over here, this is an expression, so we can't solve it. If we go to combine like terms, we see that there are no like terms, right? 8, y, and x are all unlike, so you just rewrite the same thing. All right. I go down looking at the bottom of this page. Well, let's try and solve these equations. So I combine like terms on this side. I'm going to get 3x plus 5. And when I solve this side, I'm going to get 3x plus 5. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I get 3x is equal to 3x. Sorry, I'm actually going to subtract 3x on both sides. And that gives me 5 is equal to 5. And that's kind of a mystery. Let's look over here. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I get 8 is equal to 5. That's also a mystery. And so what's happening here is these are what we call special cases. Right? These are things that can happen when you're solving equations where they don't fit the normal scenario, right? Usually we get x equal to some value, x equal to some value. Here we have 5 equals 5 or 8 equals 5. And so how this happens, or what this means, is that the variables on either side are able to cancel out. So if you look over here, we have 3x and we have 3x. Those cancel each other out. Over here, we have 2x and 2x, and those cancel each other out. And so what ends up happening is once you cancel out the variables, if the result is a true equation, right, an equation that actually makes sense, then you know it is infinitely many solutions. So that's this case, right? Example 5 equals 5. Right? Once we cancel out the 3x's, we're left with the equation 5 equals 5. That is true. So when 5 equals 5, well, no matter when 5 equals 5, no matter what x is, that equation is going to be true. So if we look down here, we have 2x plus 5 is equal to 2x plus 5. No matter what we put in for x, right, doesn't matter if it's 1, -1, a million, a billion, 2x plus 5 is always going to be the same as 2x plus 5, right? We're doing the same thing on either side, so they're always going to balance out. If the resulting equation, if we get an untrue equation, right, if we get a false equation, right, one where the two sides are not actually equal, then we know that it is no solution. So in this case, we see that we subtracted 2x from either side, and we got 8 equals 5. No matter what x is equal to, 8 is never going to equal 5. So this is no solution. An example here would be like x equals x plus 1. If you think about this conceptually, no matter what x is, if you add 1 to it, it's no longer the same number, right? So x is never going to equal x plus 1. Or if you take some number, 3, and you add 1, make it 4, it's no longer equal to 3. And that's true no matter what number you pick. So what that shows up as is when we're simplifying equations, you'll be able to cancel out the variables and you'll just be left with numbers. If the equation doesn't make sense, then it is no solution. If the equation does make sense, then it's infinitely many solutions. So no matter what x is, the equation works.